Hey, did I really hear the news right? Are you actually really going to get married? I just can't believe they would actually settle for marrying you. Don't you know that nobody likes you at all? You're a nobody. And just what is it about me that you always insist on criticizing, huh? All of you, you're all just horrible. You've been ugly ever since you were a little girl. And you just couldn't even go to college. You just started working right after high school. I mean, do you even have a single thing in your life that you can be proud of? I don't think so. Well, I'm so sorry that I can't be like my genius brother and that I decided to start my life after high school. But you do realize that I own my own bakery, right? And did you know that most small businesses close within their first 2 years? Well, I've kept my business open for 5. Doesn't that mean anything to you? You think that's an achievement or something? Everyone eats bread. Of course you're still open. And your overhead certainly can't be that much if all you need is flour, water, and some salt. You basically took the easiest route possible. It's amazing that you would even try to compare yourself to your brother when that's all that you could come up with. But then again, even when you both were little, it was clear who got the brains and looks between the two of you. And that's why your brother went to one of the top universities in the country and now works at one of the largest firms in the world. And you think that your little bread shop even compares to that? He might be working at some fancy company, but I still earn more than him. What are you talking about? Of course you don't earn any more than your brother. I mean, Francis is still in his 20s, and he's already making $1 million a year. Could your store even bring that much over in a decade? You've got to be kidding me. You really don't know anything. You know, ever since your father died, a part of me has always been scared about what's going to happen when I got old. But now that I know my son is going to be able to take care of me, it makes it all better. At least I can count on one of you. So that's it then? You're just really telling me all this so that I can understand that you like Francis more than me? I'm well aware of how you feel about him. Thank you very much. But I still say that you don't know what you're talking about. You're just jealous that you're never going to be as good as your brother. That's been obvious ever since you were a child. That's why I don't care, even if you are getting married. Because if someone is wanting to marry you, that tells me all I need to know about them. If that's how you feel, then why did you even agree to meet my fiancé in the first place? You could have saved me the effort of introducing him to you. Well, I'm glad I could meet him just so I could see how much of a fool he really is. Doesn't he know that you're a nobody? Although just from looking at him, I could tell that isn't much either. So at least you two go well together in that sense. I can't believe you, Mom. Make fun of me all you want, but leave my fiancé out of this. You don't know him at all. He's always so kind and constantly cheering on my business. Not to mention the fact that he always has a lot of good advice about how I should be running my company. So I was right then. He's nowhere near the level of Francis at all then. And since that's the case, there's no reason to care for him at all. I hope you aren't wanting me to be at your sad little wedding. I certainly won't be giving you any money for it either. Even though your dad left me quite a pretty penny, I'm going to make sure that there is none left for you.
Hey, dork. I heard the news from Mom. You seriously gonna be getting married?
And just what kind of way is that to talk to your older sister, huh, Francis?
Oh, please. You can't pull the age card on me anymore. We're way past that. But man, it must be so easy being a chick, huh? I mean, you've really just proved that no matter how stupid or ugly you are, you can still reel in some sap to marry you. So at least now when your stupid bakery does finally close, you can have him take care of you.
If you think that my marriage had anything to do with money, then you're dead wrong. And I certainly don't intend to live off of my husband.
So you intend to support the two of you with your crappy little shop, then? Oh, you really are more stupid than you look. And you look really, really stupid.
Is this the only reason you decided to text me right now, Francis?
No, I mean, I think that's great. You've done so much in spite of how stupid you are, you know? I just sure hope that your store doesn't crash and burn and leave you drowning in debt. Because just know that I'm not going to lift a finger to help you when it does. And that's your husband's job now.
You and Mom are just the worst. Do you know that? Why do you two always have to put me down? I thought you two might at least be happy that I was getting married.
Just why would that be something worth celebrating, huh? You think you deserve anything nice in your life? What have you ever accomplished that you think is worth celebrating? If anything, I'm the one that people should be celebrating.
And just how do you figure that, huh?
Because stupid girls like you get married to nobodies all the time. My life is far more interesting than yours will ever be.
I can't believe this. I actually can't believe that my own family is treating me this way. It's just absurd. I'm not asking for some huge wedding present or anything like that. I just wanted my family to be happy for me for once.
And just what about yourself would you think make anyone happy, huh? I have the college degree, I have the fancy job, and I have everything that you don't. Besides, I'm sure it's just a matter of time before your marriage blows up.
Oh, Lori, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot that today was your wedding day. And now I'm going to miss the whole thing, aren't I? I would love to go if I could, but I just have some really important things that I have to do. Sorry, what is this all about right now? Well, apparently Francis has met this girl that he likes. You see, they're actually already talking about getting married. And Francis told me that I just have to meet her, so that's where I'm going instead of your wedding. So anyways, Francis, his girlfriend, and I will be out for the day. You're kidding me, right? You're actually going to miss your own daughter's wedding just for this? Well, Francis told me that this was the only day that was going to work for him and that it had to be now. Apparently, this girl also works at a huge company just like your brother. So they both have very busy schedules. That was the only time we could make it work. You're ridiculous. I can't believe that you're doing this to me right now. You're really putting meeting your son's girlfriend over being at your own daughter's wedding? Well, are you really even that surprised? Do you really think that we would go to your wedding? I just didn't think that you two hated me so much. I thought that you would surely put a wedding before some lunch date, but all you ever do is find new ways of making me feel awful about myself. Oh, come now. Are you really trying to put this on your brother and I? I can't believe that you're being such a baby about this. I am not being a baby. I'm just coming to terms with the fact that I can't count on either of you. But it's been so obvious you've poured so much love and affection and money into Francis while I've got nothing. Why did I ever think that I could count on the two of you? Well, it's only because we knew that there would be no point in spending any money on a girl like you. We might as well have just burnt money to keep warm. But you don't actually know that since you never gave me the chances that you gave Francis. How dare you disagree with your mother? You think I don't remember what actually happened? What do you mean by that? I mean that I could see that while Francis was made for great things, you were not. This is just another job that parents have. They need to raise the best of their children up and make sure their less capable children know their place. You don't really mean that, do you? Of course I do, but apparently I didn't go far enough with you. You clearly think you're far better than you really are, even though it's obvious that you're nothing at all compared to Francis, and you'll never ever amount to even half of his greatness. You're just a stupid little girl who could barely manage to finish high school. Stop it. You don't know what you're talking about. I run my own business. Even an idiot can run a bread shop. It really isn't that hard. You really need to gain some perspective. Do you know that? I can't believe that you're really telling me all of this. Well, I won't have a chance to tell you what your wedding since we're not going to be there. So enjoy having a wedding with none of your family there. But my mom is going to be there. What on earth are you talking about now? I mean that I don't need you or Francis to be here at my wedding. Did you hit your head or something? I am your mother and I'm not going to be at your wedding. You? No, you're not my mom at all. In fact, I don't even know what I was thinking sending you an invitation. But what does that mean? How could you possibly have invited her? Well, obviously, I would only want people at my wedding who were there to actually help me celebrate. So I've invited someone who I've always thought of as a second mom. My homeroom teacher who pushed me all the way to graduating from high school. She was a better mother than you ever were. Are you talking about Mrs. Harris? You've got to be kidding me. That's right. I am talking about Mrs. Harris. While you were doting on Francis, she was helping encourage me to stick with my studies and not drop out. She even made sure that I had enough to eat throughout the day. In fact, she was the one who taught me how to bake bread at school one day. But I don't get it. Are you saying that I wasn't feeding you enough now? It was just that I noticed you were putting on weight, and I wanted to help you keep it off. Besides, it sounds like it's really thanks to me that you learned how to bake bread if you think about it. I am not giving you an inch of credit for anything, Mom. You never taught me anything of value that my teacher didn't teach me better. She's the one who made me think that I could really find a living for myself and make something of myself one day. Even after I graduated and went to work at that industrial bakery, it was so I could learn how the business worked from the inside. So what? You make people sandwiches or croissants, and you think that means anything? Don't you get it? You didn't even raise me. I barely even consider myself your daughter because you never gave me a single worthwhile life lesson. Doesn't that make you ashamed of yourself? How dare you talk to your mother that way? You better watch your tone. I don't have to watch anything with you because I don't think of you as my mother. A real mother wouldn't treat her child the way that you've treated me over the years. You really have got some nerve, do you know that? I don't care what you think. Don't bother coming to the wedding because you are uninvited. Not that you were going to come anyways, but I never want to hear from you again. You little brat! You think you can tell me where I can and can't go? You think you can treat me like a nobody? I'll make you pay for this! You were the one who reached out just to tell me that you weren't coming anyways. What are you getting so upset about?
Hey, Lori, you there? I was just talking to a friend and, well, is it true? Is your bakery really that well known?
Why on earth do you want to know that?
Well, it's just that I mentioned your bakery to my girlfriend, and even she knew it. She said it's the name of a little truck that goes around town selling baked goods. She told me there's a long line every time you stop at her office. She was telling me about how great the bread is and how if you don't put in your order right away, the bread always sells out.
Well, I'm so happy that you've met one of my loyal customers. It's nice to hear feedback since we're normally so busy we never have time for small talk. Although it's good to know she thinks so high of us.
But then, does that mean it's true? You're really some famous baker? I had no idea you were so well known.
Well, your girlfriend certainly seems to be a fan, so I guess if you take her word for it, it must be true. By the way, I heard from Mom that you're thinking of marrying this girl. She sounds like a real keeper to me.
Of course she's a keeper. I was going to propose to her sometime this year. Or rather, I was going to. And now it feels like she's trying to avoid me.
Oh no. Do you have any idea why she would be doing something like that?
Well, I do. It's because it's all your fault. She only told us how big a fan she was of your bread after we spent the whole evening telling her how horrible you are. For some reason, my girlfriend took it upon herself to defend you.
You mean that someone who didn't even know me stood up to defend me?
And when she found out that your wedding was going on at the same time, she freaked out on me. She asked me what kind of brother I was to be missing your wedding, and that there was no way she could be with a guy like me. She got so mad that she grabbed all of her things and stormed out of the restaurant that we were all in. She was going on about how she had no idea I was that kind of guy, and then told me that she never wanted to hear from me again. I tried calling her a little after that, but she wouldn't pick up her phone.
And you're really going to try and put that on me? Sounds to me like you got exactly what you deserved. I'm surprised it took her this long to figure out the kind of person you are, honestly.
Wait, what? You can't honestly mean that this is all my fault, right? Of course it's your fault. Well, that's why you gotta help me. Please, she's the daughter of my supervisor.
And why do you think that should make me care?
Because I know that if she doesn't like me, then she can turn my supervisor against me and make my work life much more stressful.
Well, I don't know what you want me to do about it when the reason she broke up with you is because of all the horrible things you were saying.
Come on, you can't really mean that. You know that Mom and I talk bad about you all the time.
That's exactly what I mean, but I want nothing to do with any of this. But just to make things worse for you, I'm going to stop sending my truck to your office. Lori, are you there? I just wanted to say how sorry I am for yesterday. It really is true that I just had to meet Francis's girlfriend yesterday, but we really were just crushed to have to miss your wedding. Of course, you know that we would have loved to be there. What are you going on about now, Mom? I just mean that I can't believe that my little girl has really gotten married. I'm so proud of you. I just wanted to let you know that. Mom, where is this coming from all of a sudden? Do you think I'm going to buy this change of heart? Well, I just had no idea that your business was really that successful. I did a little looking around, and you're huge, actually. I mean, I hear that you sell out of all your products every day, and that you have fans of yours all over the city. How could I have been so foolish as to not realize this? And just what does that have to do with anything else, huh? Well, then I got to thinking, if you're making that many sales, but your overhead isn't actually that much, then certainly you must be making a ton of money. I was thinking that maybe you could teach me some of your recipes so that I could get some of that money. Mom, give me a break. I am not going to be giving you my recipes because you want to make money. How can you be so cruel to your own mother? I have some goods of my own that you could sell at your store. I'll just need my cut of the dough, so to speak. So you're really also baking now? Well, once I found out how much money there was to be made in doing it, I just knew that I had to get in on it. I'm sure that my baked goods would be a hit at your store, so please, just give them a chance. I actually left a plate of them on your store the other day. Did anyone try them? Oh, that. I got a call from an employee about that. I told him that it was a health hazard to leave food out like that and to throw them all away. Wait, what? You threw my cookies out just like that without even trying them? Mom, you left a plate of uncovered food in a restaurant. What if someone ate one and did get sick? That's a huge liability for us. Anyways, I've already made it clear to you that I want you to stay away from me. And that me, my husband, my business, and anything else you can think of. Got it? After that, my mom heard from my relatives all about what an amazing wedding I actually had. My mom and Francis clearly had no idea that it was going to be catered by a famous chef. Not only that, but we hired a famous DJ as well, and the whole wedding was more like one giant festival. Everyone who was there had an amazing time. As for Francis, I heard that he could never keep a girl for more than a few months before driving them away. After his last girlfriend, his supervisor started coming down on him hard. The rest of the office did too, when it slipped that he was the reason they weren't being visited by my bakery truck anymore. He couldn't stand the pressure and the rumors, and he finally quit his job. I have no idea where he or my mom are now, and frankly, I don't care. My business is running smoothly, my marriage is going well, and for the first time, I finally feel like I am doing enough in my life.